from the book Om Agnanatimarantasya Gnanajanashalakaya Chakshurmilitamyena Tasmate Gurave Namaha. These pure devotees will visit Bharatavasa and purify you of sinful reaction by bathing in your sacred waters. This period of worldwide chanting of Hare Krishna will continue for 10,000 years, as mentioned in Brahma Vaivarta Purana. It is now up to us to fulfill this prophecy by perfecting our individual chanting and by carrying the holy name as its humble servants to all parts of the world. Then the material world, the energy separated from Krishna, will be reunited with Sri Krishna and be transformed into Vaikuntha, a world without anxiety. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Okay, now let's talk about the author as mentioned in the appendix. Sachinanda Swami was born in 1954 and has been a monk in the Krishna Bhakti tradition since 1971. He an initiated disciple of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada and a member of ISKCON. This spiritual organization was founded by Srila Prabhupada in order to make Krishna consciousness accessible to people all over the world. As a follower of Srila Prabhupada, Sachinanda Swami is practicing his spiritual life in the line of disciple succession, the Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya, which unbroken for thousands of years, teaches the eternal message about the loving devotion service to Supreme Lord Krishna. In 1989, Satchidananda Swami entered the renounced order of life sannyasa. He was also appointed as initiating spiritual master in ISKCON. Since then, he has been traveling as a preacher to guide and inspire people on the spiritual path. Through his seminars and public programs, he has become a well-known representative of Vedic culture and philosophy. During regular pilgrimages to the holy places in India, which he often uses for concentrating solely on the chanting of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, he developed a deeper personal access to the chanting of the holy name of the Lord. The desire to share his experiences with others was a natural consequence and has resulted in this publication of the book. Sri Harinama Sri Harina- Sri Harinamamrita Sloka Mala Satashtaka, a garland of 108 Nectarean verses on the holy name. The following is a collection of 108 important verses from the Vaishnava scriptures with the holy name and the related topics. Reading them, meditating on them, and learning some of them by heart is a wonderful means to improve one's appreciation and attachment for the chanting of Lord Krishna's holy name. Therefore, we have arranged them as garland of prayers in a conclusive way, decorated with concise explanations. It is a good practice to study the original Sanskrit verses as well, in order to gain a better understanding of them and thus be able to dive fully into the nectar of its message. Therefore, we have added word by word translation for all slokas which are not found in Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, or Chaitanya Charitamrita. All verses without word by word translation are provided with their reference. Sri Sishtaktaka. About the eight instructions from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Srila Prabhupada said, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructed his disciples to write books on the science of Krishna consciousness, a task which those who follow him have continued to carry out down to the present day. The elaboration exposition on the philosophy taught by Lord Chaitanya are in fact the most voluminous, exacting, and consistent due to the unbreakable system of disciple succession of any religion, culture in the world. Yet Lord Chaitanya, who in his youth was widely renowned as a scholar himself, he left us only eight verses called Shikshashtaka. These eight verses provide us with the most concise and clear understanding of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu teaching, the essence of which chanting of the holy name. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur thus explained these Shikshashtaka verses in his book Sri Bhajana Rahasya, the sequel of Sri Harinama Chintamani. He relates them to the gradual progression of bhakti from the first stage of Shraddha to the topmost platform of pure prema, as described by Sri Rupa Goswami. 1 2. The slokas 1 and 2. taken from Bakira Samudra Sindhu 1.4.15 and 16. Adho Shraddha Tata Sadhu Sango Tada Sadhu Sango Ta Bhajana Kriya Tato Nartha Nivritti Satato Nishta Ruchi Tata Ataskati Atasaktis Tato Bhavas Tato Premamud Premabhyudachanti साधक साधक साधकानाम आयम प्रेमणा प्रदुर्भावे भावेत क्रमः. In the beginning, one must have a preliminary desire for self-realization, Shraddha. This will bring one to the stage of trying to associate with persons who are spiritually elevated, Sadhu Sangha. The next stage, one is elevated to spiritual master, and under his instructions, the neophyte devotee begins the process of devotional service, Vaishnava Kriya. By execution of the devotional service under the guidance of spiritual master, one becomes free from all material attachment, another nivritti. Attains steadiness and self-realization, nishta, and acquires a taste for hearing about the absolute personality of God, Sri Krishna Ruchi. This taste leads one further forward to attachment for Krishna consciousness, asakti. It is matured in bhava or preliminary stage of transcendental love of God. Real love of God is called prema, the highest perfection of stage of life. The first sloka of Srisashtaka, by explaining the seven specific transcendental features of the holy name, enables one to acquire deep faith in the holy name, born from profound understanding and realization of its supreme qualities. Hence, Bhaktivinoda Thakur links these verses to the first stage of devotion, Shraddha. Let me stop here, Prabhu. The only way that a few devotees will visit the Bharatavarsha or purify each to second by bathing the sacred water. Now, this is something called as the worldwide chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, which will continue for 10,000 years. As an individual, you need to do chanting and carry the holy name and be a humble servant. Finally, we'll be reunited with the Supreme Person of Godhead by chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra without anxiety. Here we also read the first verse of Sishtastaka, which talks about the uh, seven qualities as described in the text. It is called Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha, Bhajana Kriya, Ananta Nivritti, Nishta, Ruchi, and then finally attaining the real love of God, which is called Prema, the yes perfection of life. These are the seven transcendental features of the holy name, which enables one to acquire deep faith and understanding. And is hence the reason uh, this is something called as Shraddha, which is the first stage of devotion, as mentioned by Bhaktivinoda Thakura. We also heard about the author who started his journey in the Vaishnava Gaudiya Sampradaya and also was also a disciple of His Holiness A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. And he entered in Brahmacharya Sannyasi in 1989 and was a spiritual master. He has been traveling and giving programs, and then he also makes sure that he starts concentrating on the Hare Krishna Mahamantra that develop the deeper personal access in chanting the holy name of the Lord. In chanting the holy name of the Lord. I stop here, Prabhu.